No. Hey guys, how's it going?
That was a good story, Dave. That was a good story.
And then you said, ram it right up her fucking ass.
Yeah. No lube.
Oh.
So,
Anyways,
how's everybody doing?
bro, it's hot.
Great.
You know, I'd be doing better if we
If
I didn't have to watch Swing Time. I'm just kidding. That's the movie wasn't. The movie wasn't that bad.
Hey, James Hetfield did not like that, bro.
He says no. Man, James
He says
Hetfield
no.
has not looked like that color hair and that thin in a minute.
I know that was from
I Disappear
that was
era?
from the some kind of monster
Oh, okay, gotcha.
era.
Man, are they gonna put out a new album already, so we can review it on this podcast, so we can live react to it?
You know what I'm happy for is it seemed like for a while there, like the trend in music was to put out the surprise album, right? And a lot of rappers and things like that and pop artists have done it, and to great success. Avenged Sevenfold did it, and it was a bomb, big bomb. So I think I'm guessing that was probably enough to keep some of the other metal bands from doing it. I mean, I feel like Metallica would probably be the band that could do that.
Because they're gonna sell that album's gonna sell 1 million copies regardless. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the anticipation is nice of at least. Yeah, the anticipation is nice at least of knowing an album is coming. I just hate like right now, like Bullet for My Valentine's come out with 2 new songs. Well, like this album still doesn't come out until October, so it's like I got to sit on these 2 songs and then probably another one until October. And I'm like, I would have rather waited, just got the singles closer to the album release. I hate waiting that long.
Dude, that's why I've gotten to the point where I don't even listen to singles at all.
Yeah.
It's just because I get tired of them.
I have to. I got to hear it. But
hey man, we got too much music content to listen to. Hey, for the YouTube crowd, we'll say this later, but we will this Saturday, episode 1 of A Headbanger's Journey, Megadeth.
the Big 4.
Megadeth, the first 5 Megadeth records. Believe it or not, I had only listened to one of these records. And
Not too bad.
Spoiler alert: they're mostly not bad.
So while I was kind of dicking around the office today, I was like, let me open up Spotify on the computer. Hold on a second.
Dab it for the haters.
Sorry. Let me open up Spotify on the computer. I threw my headphones on, and I was like, I get the album selection on my phone, but it's not always as like user friendly. So I got it on the computer, and I realized, oh shit, there's a 2018 remaster of "Killing Is My Business." Have you listened to that one, The Final Kill?
No.
Do yourself a favor, bro.
So that might actually change my opinion of that record.
Dave, it's noticeably different. I promise you. Listen to it with headphones.
Because Adrian says that "Killing Is My Business" he likes it. He thought it was good. I think he must have.
The Final Kill sounds like they actually spent the full $8,000 producing it, not the $4,000 plus the drugs.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's enough chit chat on that. This is that'll be next.
That's a little taste for next week.
Yeah, this Saturday. So, yeah, guys, you got anything before we jump into this podcast? Jason, you got anything?
No.
Jason, do you actually have a recap, or are you ripping that shit off of Wikipedia again?
Dude, I got a recap, bro. I come prepared.
You come
prepared.
Nasty motherfucker.
Yeah.
Am I lagging already?
Only if there's a horse around. Never mind.
Yeah. This world, bro. This world.
A 6-legged horse. Hey, am I lagging?
No, you're good.
No.
All right. You guys ready?
I'm ready, dude.
Let's do this.
Here we go. Dave, watch out behind you.
Pork chop sandwiches.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Get the fuck out of here! Man, those smell good. Oh, shit.
Oh.
I talked about that shit for the first time in like 10 years the other day with somebody in the store.
And they were probably like, I don't understand. I think he said it wrong. He's like, God, that smells good.
Yeah. No, this employee's walking by and he's like, oh, man, pork chop sandwiches. I'm like, oh shit, get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
and we had that moment. We had that moment where we locked eyes. We're like, we get it.
we're old.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you fucking doing? Get the fuck out of here. Go, you stupid idiot.
Stupid idiot. Get the fuck out of here.
And then he goes, Mister, you said I was going, but no. Dude, I'm telling you, that's what the fuck he said. You need to watch that video.
Oh my god.
When's the last time you seen that video, Jason?
Shit. Longer than I can remember. Longer than I can remember.
Longer than you can remember, huh? That's what that might be what she said. I don't know.
Yeah.
The human fossil story.
Yep.
Longer than I can remember. All right, here we go. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, let's do this.
I'm pulling it.
Pull it. Do it.
Hello, and welcome to Three Guys and a Mic presents a comprehensive review of the American Film Institute's top 100 films of all time. Number 90, Swing Time. I'm your co-host, the Human Dart, along with
Jason Tsunami.
And David Disaster.
Heyo.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, we're back.
Fuck yeah.
And we're not doing our TV show.
Oh man, no more Loki. Fucking Loki was so good.
Yeah, we're back
It
to fun
was.
content. Oh wait,
Yeah.
this isn't a bracket.
Hey guys, if this is the first time you might be listening to us, go back and listen to the Loki podcasts because those were good. I don't know if you want to start on Swing Time, but hey, look, if you like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers,
We're
I'm
right
your
up your
Huckleberry.
alley.
Yeah.
So Josh, why don't we break down exactly for any potential new listeners what exactly we're doing here and maybe why?
Why?
Yeah, so we decided many months ago here to tackle American Film Institute's top 100 films of all time. And really, we wanted to just kind of approach it from an angle of, are these films really as good as this list seems to say that they are? And just purely from an entertainment standpoint, we're all stupid idiots.
Yeah.
None of us are very intelligent, Grimskull included.
Yeah, we're not critics or film critics.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Not film students.
You'll figure that out real quick.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're just approaching this purely from an entertainment standpoint. So, we've done 10 movies thus far, and we're on to the 11th movie in the list here. A classic film from 1936, starring Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Swing Time.
Yeah. And we have a patent pending review system for this, eloquently called the shitometer.
Shitometer.
Yeah. So essentially what it is we kind of the higher the percentage that we give it, the greater amount of shit in this movie. So lower score is better. And anything under a 50, I would say, is generally something we would recommend that you watch to a varying degree, right? Anything greater than a 50, and ultimately we're gonna recommend you do not partake in it. And then we'll describe why and give you some more backbone besides that. But that's generally speaking what it's about.
Yep.
So, I guess without further ado, we can get started there.
Well, Jason, why don't you hit us with that recap, and then I'll go through a few stats and awards and things like that.
All right, so 1936, Swing Time.
It's a good year. I remember it.
Yeah, a story of a dancer with a gambling problem follows our lead, Lucky Garnett, as he tries to buy the hand of his future wife by heading to New York City to gamble his way to $25,000 and gain the father's approval. Quickly, he runs into dance instructor Penny and finds himself in a pickle, both with his gambling addiction as well as his heart. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, basically, that's kind of the movie.
I think that's about right. There is not. I don't want to go in here. Let me do these stats, and then we'll go into the breakdown of this movie.
Yeah.
So 1936, this movie was made for a budget of $886,000.
Big money.
That's not a small amount of money in that time.
In 1936, no. This
Dude,
movie
a
actually
house?
grossed.
A brand new house back in those days cost around $2,500. To put it in perspective, so 866 grand on this movie is a lot.
Yeah, let me see here while we're going. So this movie actually grossed 2.6 million, which in today's numbers that would be roughly, let's call it about $45 million.
That's not bad.
No,
Not bad for a musical.
Yeah.
no, not too bad. So this movie was nominated for 2 Oscars. It won the song for Best Original Song for The Way You Look Tonight, the song that he's singing on the piano whenever she's doing her hair.
Yep.
Okay.
And then it was nominated for Best Dance Direction.
Okay.
So it lost that one. So just a few kind of little pieces here. So Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Obviously, Fred Astaire I've heard of before this.
Yes.
Just from like he's got dance studios and stuff. I mean, at least the one's named after him. So these guys did a total of 10 movies together. So they were pretty. It was a pretty big deal for them to pair up in movies and do it. So this is generally regarded as being their best picture of the 10 that.
Okay.
And the dance scenes in this movie, particularly the 4 that they do together, are seen as masterpieces, film masterpieces for dance scenes. So
That's a bold statement.
yeah, supposedly Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers were boning at some point, though they both didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, unsurprising if you do 10 movies with somebody. I would.
And I'm sure there are probably love interests in every one of those movies. So
Yes.
yeah.
Kind of hard to keep the fake chemistry, from becoming real chemistry.
Yeah. At that point, right?
Yeah.
All right, so now we're done with the pleasantries here. Just going to the actual movie. So to Jason's point here with the recap, there's not like a ton of substance to this movie. I struggled with a little bit of like, why is this movie on the list?
Yes.
I
completely
agree.
We've gone through and we've established why and how movies get on this list, either due to technical achievement, just overall impact and culture. Did it win a
Epic.
Yeah, did it win a shitload of fucking Oscars, right? Like there's a lot of ways that films can get into this. And I'm not sure I understand how this checks any of the boxes. Like even movies that we didn't like, right? Like Sophie's Choice.
Yeah.
I understand.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it. I'll never watch it again, but I get it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, another one like Do the Right Thing, maybe, where like it was a good movie, but huge social impact.
Absolutely.
So it made a ton of sense for it, and it's a good movie, which is good too. But that's why it's on the list. I don't quite understand. I mean, this must have been a fucking rager back in 1936 when this came out. Like all the fucking girls must have been lined up to watch Fred Astaire try to bang Ginger Rogers for the fucking 9th time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And like I'll say this, right? Like I feel like while the humor is incredibly dated, like I understand, or I can do my best to understand that this probably was
Funny.
a pretty hilarious movie at the time of its release.
Yeah.
I mean, it is definitely comedy forward, in including a very awkward ending that we'll get into, I'm sure. But I mean, I would say like the first half of the movie, I thought the movie was pleasant, right? Like overall, I think it was fine. it wasn't it wasn't wowing me or anything, but I thought it was fine. I thought the movie got worse as it went on. Specifically when they introduced like the whole like Ricky character and that whole dynamic. Yeah. I didn't understand at that point. I thought the movie just went off the rails completely.
I just generally thought it's an entertaining movie. Like it's an easy hour and a half watch. But fucking brainless for sure for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
the real main event is the dancing.
Exactly, and I think and listen, I'm not a film critic. I'm not a film student, so I cannot watch this. Like, man, I can see why it's on this top 100. We come at this from kind of the everyday Joe point of view, as far as, is this an entertaining movie? Does it entertain me specifically? And to what both of you said, I feel like we're all kind of in agreement here that while the dancing was off the charts,
I agree.
I watch it and it's like, I mean, it's fantastic. The songs are extremely dated and, in my opinion, not that great. And the story that's being told isn't so compelling that I can't wait to see how it turns out.
No.
And I think that's ultimately what I came away with in this movie.
No.
I mean, I think I realized pretty quickly that this movie was super dated when the way they okey doke Lucky from going to get married is they say, "Yo, dog, your pants aren't cuffed."
Yeah.
These pants don't need cuffs. And some guy drew the shit on the magazine, and that becomes a whole like multiple hour thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, okay. I wonder, did this kill in 1936? Was somebody sitting in the theater in 1936? Like, was that a fucking knee slapper?
We were like, oh my God, cuffs.
And it's like,
what an idiot.
You realize this movie is really just full of jerks. Like, to be honest,
dude, those guys were assholes, bro.
Like,
at the end of the day, they were right, but they were totally assholes.
Like, they're not his friends. The dude is trying to buy his wife. Spoiler alert: Lucky is not a good person. Like, realistically,
let's save all that for issues because
he's a good gambler.
Yeah.
Well, let's go right into the Shit-O-Meter here. As Dave alluded to earlier on here in the podcast, the Shit-O-Meter is our own proprietary rating system. The lower score is the better score. I'll go first.
Okay.
I found this movie entertaining, lacking substance. The dancing was entertaining. I do wish it was in color because I bet Ginger Rogers is fine as hell, man.
Dude, when he says when he's in the dance instructor's office and he's like, well, who are you looking for? And he says, somebody with red hair. And I was like, oh, she has red hair?
I know. It doesn't look like it in black and white.
Like
blonde. I said it was blonde. Yeah. I'm going to come in right in the mushy middle here. I'm going to give this a 50 on the dot.
Ah.
All right.
I'll
go next. So, not that different from Josh. I think the movie starts much stronger than it finishes. I was initially ready. I think my initial thoughts when I had watched about half of the movie, I was somewhere in the neighborhood of about a 44, 45, because I was still hopeful that the overall story would pay off a little bit better than it did. But I feel like the last half of the movie, while the last half has the better dance numbers, the movie part of the movie, like the story and everything, it just completely like kind of threw it out of the window, and has a really sloppy ending. So I'm gonna go with a 57.
All
right. So
wait, I'm sorry, Jason. I don't want to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Dave, I just want you to have this info ready if you don't already have it. What did you score Yankee Doodle Dandy?
66.
Go ahead, Jason.
I stand by that because I did enjoy this more than Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Okay.
You're the dumbest person alive.
Look, the movie is okay, but I never truly felt entertained to the point of, as far as in the totality. The dancing, I respect absolutely the actors and their performances. The issues that I have, we've kind of spoken to them, and we'll elaborate when we probably get into issues and what aged poorly. I'm going to agree with Josh that Yankee Doodle Dandy is way better. And I gave Yankee Doodle Dandy a 50. So this movie, I gave it a 56.
Oh. All right.
Okay, so that gives us a aggregate score of a 54.3. So I'll just clarify something small with our rating system. So we've kind of unofficially, anything that's within 10 points of a 50, whether that be, anything from 50 to a 60 or a 40 through a 50, it's kind of on that fence. So while we ultimately probably don't recommend this movie for the general public, if you are into dance movies and musicals in general, if you have an affinity for those, it might be worth your time anyway, regardless of what our rating is. So, but if you're not crazy about musicals, I would say skip this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's certainly not as much of a musical as Yankee Doodle was. It didn't feel like it had the overall amount of production to it, other than the one real cringy blackface scene.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was long too.
Yeah, I would agree with you in the production value. But I would, me and Dave actually talked about this earlier. I would actually consider this to be more of a musical in the traditional sense.
I agree.
Even though it had less songs.
No, that's a good point. I was kind of referencing just the amount of singing in the movie, but
agreed.
Like more of a real musical. You're right. Yep.
And all of the songs in Yankee Doodle Dandy are all of them. Beat the shit out of every song that's in this movie.
I would say, the songs in Yankee Doodle are better. The dancing in this is again, I'm no dance aficionado, but the dancing is impressive in this movie. It is the reason to watch the movie.
Yeah, you watch Cagney and all of his, mostly it's solo with some backup.
Yeah.
But this is both of them dancing together in almost every one of these.
And they're killing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the whole time. Well, let's go right into favorite scenes here.
Pretty much for me, pretty much every dance number excluding the Bojangles number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think that's fair.
With that. I specifically like the dance number that's kind of at the end, kind of the last dance that they dance together.
Oh, when she's gonna go marry Ricky.
Yeah, she's gonna leave him.
When he says he'll never dance again.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a great scene.
Yeah, I just thought that whole scene was pretty good, and the dancing was great, obviously.
Yeah, from a dance scene standpoint, I think I gravitate more to the where he's doing the whole gimmick where he's acting like he can't dance, and then she gets fired, and so then he's got to save her job.
And he's like, "Look, everything you taught me," and he just kills it.
Dude, like super again, like Cagney was less so, but super charismatic, man. Just very likable. Fred Astaire is in this movie.
Yeah.
Got away with the ladies.
Oh yeah, I had the. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
No, I was gonna say, even though the ladies are not super respected in this movie in general.
I have that under Age Poorly.
Yeah.
I have just one of my favorite scenes is just as we had talked about a little bit earlier, but the whole wedding scene drama with the cuff pants and for some reason
the first wedding scene drama.
Yeah, and her dad, he shows up at the house and her dad's impressed that he won $200 this morning by gambling, and that like totally changed his mind. I was like, so you tell your daughter for like $200?
He's like, oh really? Well, son. I think that you're a swell businessman. You're shrewd and you're great. And then he's like, why don't you go win you some more money, and you can definitely you're my son now. You will get my daughter. And it's like, bitch, you just were mad at this guy.
Yeah, he's like, when I see him, I'm gonna break his face. And then he shows
up, and the dad's a bitch.
The daughter's like, well, you said you were going to do something.
Also,
Go
where's the
do
mom?
it.
Also, where's the mom? Did they even mention that, or did I miss that?
No.
No.
She was not around.
What is with you guys? Like, who watches fucking Toy Story and is like, man, where's Andy's dad at? And then you chuckleheads come along. You're like, man, where's Andy's fucking dirtbag dad? What a shithead. Like, who cares about her fucking mom?
I mean, I'm
Well,
just saying.
maybe the father wouldn't be such a tight ass if it wasn't for the wife. I don't know where she is.
Oh, damn, Jason. Okay,
maybe
go ahead and
it's-
just blame the woman already, dude.
Damn. Hey, by the way, this $25,000 that he's trying to sell his daughter for, that's $500,000 in today's money.
That's a lot. That's a lot of dough. All right, that's a little bit much.
Yep. I had 2 other scenes. Dave, you want to give one, or you want me to go?
No. Go ahead. I already named my scene.
2 other scenes I had were the scene where he was singing "The Way You Look Tonight," the one that won the Oscar. I just thought that scene was good. Yeah, he sings it really well. I mean, obviously they have great chemistry together because they did 10 movies together. So I really felt like that was like a really moving, maybe over dramatic, but I could feel the chemistry in the scene between the two.
Yeah.
And then the last scene I had was the scene where he's laughing his ass off with the fiance after they break up, and he says, "Gee, that's swell."
Oh,
I don't know why that shit pops me every time.
dude. Whenever I forget exactly.
Well,
I'm gonna misquote this, I'm sure, but whenever his ex or whatever, I was gonna say ex-wife, but they never were married. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She was just like, I didn't know you were already dealing with a problem. He was like, yeah, you were the problem.
Yeah.
And that popped me a little bit. And I don't know, but then the movie kind of goes downhill. Yeah, then the movie goes downhill.
Oh shit! But that part is so funny because they're both so happy
That they're not with
Gee,
each
that's
other.
swell. Yeah, I notated that just because I thought that was so funny.
yeah.
Fossil, do you have any other favorite scenes?
No, not really. I think you guys nailed it.
All right. What about favorite character? I'm a Penny guy. I
Dude,
thought Penny
fuck
was
you.
awesome.
I was gonna go Penny as well. I think Penny is probably the most likable. Is the main deal? Is
she the most likable female we've had out of every movie so far?
That's a really good question. Purely likable, yes, I would. I think so.
Because I mean, a lot of the movies we've had thus far have not been very female driven. Or I mean, we even had a category on the last Shitties where we only really had 3 nominated.
Yeah, because see, I would say, spoiler, Sophie's Choice. I don't think Sophie is very likable.
Yeah, I'm certainly not saying Ginger Rogers did a better acting job here, but just in terms of like my own personal enjoyment of the character, I thought she was awesome.
Yep. Jason?
I tried to go with the character that I felt was, I don't know, the one that just got me to the most, and I'm gonna go with Mabel, the assistant who got fired in the beginning, kept being the, her tag along or whatever. I mean, if you think about it, this whole movie doesn't take place without her $10. I mean, she basically fronted the money that all of their success went to.
Dude.
And she basically sniffs out or foreshadows just about everything between the two leads.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yeah, spoiler alert. The Roy Batty Award for overacting goes to Mabel. Because that bitch is the most annoying fucking laugher in the history of time, dude. We're at the end of this movie.
Oh, bad.
But she's laughing her ass off at the breakup of this marriage. And it is just cringe as fuck.
Dude, I don't.
And she was like, here's the board, and here's her going over it, bro. She is overboard.
Dude, I don't like any of the last 15 minutes of that movie.
It's in my issues.
Can the runner up for overacting award go to the Pop Cardetti?
Is that guy
here's what Pop can win for me. Pop can win my least favorite character. Okay, because he's dog shit in this movie.
Dude, he's not.
He's so fucking annoying. He sucks.
He's very bad. He's very bad.
I always think that like his entire performance, I'd say 90% of it, I really think that he's drunk.
Dude,
that would almost make me appreciate it a little bit more.
Dude, he was just like, he just didn't seem present. Like the dude was on drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
I don't know.
He's like, I got you. And then he's like, ace of spades. I'm like, dude, stop. Just stop.
And then he gives up the trick to the table that they stole that title from.
Why?
Yeah.
Like, you dumbass.
Because he's stupid as fuck.
Yeah. Okay, so he didn't make my least favorite.
Oh, I was gonna say a runner-up.
Did you have a different? Did you have somebody different, or was Pop yours too?
Pop was mine. He was my least favorite. I had a runner-up, but I won't say my runner-up in case he's your worst.
Okay, well, I have a group that's my least favorite, and that's Lucky's crew. Basically, sabotage.
They saved his life. They saved his life.
So he won't leave the show, and then by making him 2 hours late. And then basically, in an offhanded bet, they take all of his money.
Dude, like, they know he's gonna go, and they just leave him broke? The fuck is wrong with these guys? They're not his friends.
They pushed him to Ginger Rogers.
To Penny.
I mean, the story had to happen.
Ginger Rogers.
Yeah, the story had to happen, but...
Could it have happened a different way?
Maybe.
My runner-up was Lucky himself. The dude is not likable at all.
Oh no!
What?
Okay, wait.
That's way off.
I am in agreement. I fought internally for least favorite character between the crew and Lucky Garnett.
Look, I'll say this. What saves Lucky is that he is definitely charismatic, although he's not really a good person. He's charismatic. Yeah, he's charismatic, and the dancing and all that stuff. I mean, like, you know. So I mean, I didn't pick him to be my least favorite, but you know, because Pop is terrible. Because Pop is fucking awful.
Yeah, I don't want to misconstrue this and say that played the character poorly, or I thought that the character was just a waste of space. The character itself, when you say out loud the things he does in this movie, the guy's a complete douchebag.
Yes,
but he was not.
I disagree with that statement.
He was up there though. All right, that's fine. Hey, we can agree to disagree. So what do you want to get into next? Issues?
Let's do aged poorly / issue.
Oh God.
Okay.
Where do we begin?
Oh man.
Blackface. Obviously, we've referenced that. We've seen that pop up in a couple of movies here, and that's not good.
I think that's unfortunately that's just something that is going to be par for the course for movies of this era.
I would say also the depiction of the women.
Oh, it's terrible.
With the exception of Mabel, because at least she pretty much speaks her mind. Because her character seems like she's gotten to an age where she doesn't care.
Yeah.
But
dude, the police officer interaction.
I was going to say, I specifically had that typed down as the policeman bullying Penny.
Yeah.
About the quarter.
And the other thing that I found in that same vein was the constant apologizing by Penny when she was rightfully pissed off at what essentially Lucky is cheating on his fiance. Finds out, but there's multiple times in this where she apologizes for being in the right.
Yeah. It's a very unfortunate thing of the era, and it has not aged well. Even in the slightest bit.
Yeah. One last thing as far as aged poorly for the actual soundtrack to maybe some other film listened to, I did not know, but I could distinctly hear like the vinyl record skipping, and all of the over and over and over soundtrack that's playing in the background.
I mean, who watches a movie that close? Fucking serial killer.
Jesus.
The last thing I had for Age Poorly was just the way they treat marriage, and it's just like, well, lucky, I guess things didn't work out, so now I'm gonna marry this guy, and then everybody's laughing. He's like, so there's no marriage? She's like, nah. He's like, so you're gonna marry this guy? She's like, yeah, I guess so.
No, like,
and this dude's like, oh, you're lucky.
Yeah.
And he's running up with like fucking like I don't know what kind of pants those were, but like those are some like ugly old ass pants.
Yeah, since Issues is part of this age party, like the last 15 minutes of the cackling,
dude, it's so fucking cringe, dude.
And I for the life of me do not understand what we just talked about. How in the hell did this pant storyline stop Ricky from marrying this?
Well, they convinced him that his pants were wrong, so he took them off and go get I'm assuming this is how the story went, is, hey, we'll get you squared away, and then they steal his fucking pants.
Yeah. And then now I saw, but now because he shows up, this woman ain't gonna marry him because his pants are wrong.
Oh, yeah, somebody stole your pants, bro. And he's like, oh, so our marriage is off. She's like, I guess so.
She's like, you can't protect your own pants. How you gonna protect me, bro?
Like,
and
dude,
he's like,
how fucking ridiculous is that? Holy shit!
I don't know, man.
Like,
I'm not kidding. Like what Dave said earlier. Like you keep waiting. Like this movie, you keep waiting for the payoff, see how it wraps up, and then they get to this. And look, I know that I probably over-exaggerated. Like it's not 15 minutes of cackling, but it felt like 15 minutes of cackling.
It's like forever.
And it's
because it spans multiple scenes.
Yes,
because it starts with Lucky and Pop in the room. No, excuse me. It starts with Mabel first when she's sitting out there next to Ginger. Or Penny, excuse me. And Mabel is laughing for some reason while Ginger's sitting there like real sad that she's about to marry this guy. And then yeah. And then you see Lucky and Pop laughing about the pants, and then they all run out, and then they're all laughing together. It's 3 scenes of like just nonstop bullshit laughing.
They come down the elevator, go to Penny, and she's like, why are you here?
Yeah. No, I don't know why you're laughing. There's no wedding, motherfucker.
Yeah, and it's just like, how did this play out? Like, when they wrote it, like, I guess it was, I'm curious to know, like, if the audience was laughing their asses.
Yeah, dude, I wish I could be in the theater when that was happening. I texted this to Josh earlier. I'm like, dude, I think when they were writing this movie, they fell asleep. Right. Then they woke up and like they were like, "Oh shit, we got to turn this into the fucking movie studio." Did you finish the movie, bro? I don't got an ending. All right, just write it on the way. Let's go. Yeah. They fucking finished that shit up real quick.
And like, and they laugh a lot. And you're like, yeah, that's good. That's good.
But what are they laughing at? I don't know. They're laughing, and everyone's laughing, and
they're laughing at the pants.
Oh, the pants from the beginning. We're gonna reuse that. We're gonna recycle that, and then she won't marry him because no pants.
Yeah.
Ties the story together.
No pants. That's brilliant.
And then Fred Astaire and Ginger are dancing at the end, and the end. Paramount Pictures. Done.
Boom. All is good. Yep.
Put a bow on it. We're winning an Oscar.
Yeah. My last issue, and this is, I kind of said this, when you examine the character of Lucky Garnett, if you just say it out loud, he fucks around and ruins his first wedding, and then puts a price tag on his future bride that the father-in-law would accept.
Jason,
they're coming to get you.
Yeah,
they're coming for you.
Yeah, they're coming for me. I got to wrap this up. Tinfoil hats. Then
just start laughing.
Yeah, he gets Penny fired, the assistant fired, then leads Penny along, not telling her he's engaged. Penny finds out just as he's ready to go ahead and cheat on his fiancée, and then she apologizes for being mad that he's engaged. Then he cheats on her anyway by making out with Penny in the makeup room or locker room or wherever. I guess his little personal room.
Then he gets engaged. She gets engaged to some other guy.
Yeah, but then there's multiple times. Yes, there's multiple times in this film in which he could make the 25,000 to purpose. Yeah. He purposely sabotages it to leave his fiance apparently like high and dry, waiting indefinitely.
This movie would have a totally different tone if it were released today.
I mean, yes, there would be whole scenes that would be not.
There'd be an outcry about Fred Astaire being a total fucking prick.
But it would still become it would still be called Swing Time because this dude's trying to swing around, dude. He's trying.
He's swinging.
Oh, I see what you did there, Dave.
I know it was terrible. It was a bad joke.
Dave's missing the love sausage. Hey, the boys are coming back, Dave. Don't worry.
Season 3, maybe love sausage come back.
Yeah. What about what's aged well?
I'd say the dancing.
Yeah, I have the dance scenes on there as well, and then I have one I have written down is winning an orchestra to say fuck you to the guy who is trying to get the girl that you like. I think that's aged well. I like the flex where he wins a bunch of money and then convinces that guy to fucking bet the orchestra just so now he can own this fucking guy and make him play the shit that he wants so they can fucking dance. That was a big Dick Daddy from Cincinnati move.
So okay, this is going to be a weird thing that I say aged well, but I think even though for me the comedy in the movie is definitely dated, but the comedic timing in the movie I think has aged well. Like the movie is I could tell that the movie is well made as a comedy. Like the jokes don't always hit, but they're well acted, if that makes sense. Like I think the movie it could have been better if it was focused more on being a movie and not just a vehicle for dancing. But I mean, ultimately, that's not what the movie's about. So,
I would say the last part of this is, and I know I mentioned it with the dance routine, but generally the chemistry between Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers is amazing.
Really?
Oh, it's so obvious. Yeah,
they're almost like each other's shadows in every one of these routines, in which it's almost like I don't know. I'm not a big dance number movie kind of guy, but I will say that it's even after all of this time, nearly 100 years, 80 years ago.
Yeah.
Like the chemistry that they have and the timing that they have is cannot be ignored.
Yeah, I mean, if you have any interest in dance at all, like ignore our score and go watch the movie. You've probably already seen it if you are really really into dance. But if you haven't, you should. The dancing is worth it alone if you're into dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is this movie rewatchable?
I'll go first.
I said,
I'll say no. For me personally, I might watch this if I knew the person hadn't seen it and was like nostalgic for this old school dance stuff, and tap dance and stuff. I might watch it again, but just me by myself, I don't think I would watch this again.
So, I agree with Jason. I would not watch it again by myself. Not because it's a bad movie or because like I would just hate watching it because it would be completely unpleasant. Like I'm sure I could rewatch it and be fine, but I feel like the movie there's not enough value for me personally. I just wouldn't be getting anything out of it additionally that I have already gotten. So I would have to watch it again with somebody who hasn't seen it, who is expressing an interest in watching it, right? Not something I would just suggest we watch. Like I wouldn't suggest to watch this with the wife just because we're bored.
The perfect person that I would want to watch, and I don't know this person, but the perfect person would be somebody who actually is like an avidly into tap dance or into that style of dance, where if you watched it with them,
they could help you enjoy the movie, probably.
Yes, they could explain to you, like, you just don't understand what you're seeing here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think I would definitely sign up for something like that if I watched it with who could truly pick apart what I was watching and tell me just how fucking unbelievable.
I'm sure they show this movie in like theater classes or dance classes in some college courses somewhere, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And it would probably be interesting to watch it again in that context, where you have like an instructor or a teacher that can kind of break down some of these things. But so yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Josh, what about you?
I watched this movie 3 times, just in preparation here for the podcast. I would watch scenes of this again, but I probably wouldn't sit down for the whole movie again after those 3 times. Good movie, but again, it does have some glaring problems like we talked about. But overall, there are definitely rewatchable scenes, but overall, no.
Yeah.
I would say in general, that's probably a no sweep.
You know, and I'm going to bring up again something that we've talked about on some of these older films that are before our time, well, slightly before my time, but how thankful I am that Ben-Hur was the first movie that we watched.
Yes,
because that still is getting me through watching some of these old. Because I am hoping every time we watch one of these, I'm going to be blown away.
Yeah.
Because I would say,
instead of just going into it going, oh God, I can't. I gotta watch.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the movies we've reviewed that have been older, the only one that's really been universally liked by all of us, and I'm curious to actually go back at some point when we get further away from it to rewatch Ben-Hur, to see if my score kind of changes on that, for better or worse, because I still think about that movie and compare it to some of these older films, and Ben-Hur is just still very, very good.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the end of Swing Time. Coming up here next couple of weeks. So like we talked about early on, I think maybe on the YouTube channel, but we didn't talk about it on here yet, is our next podcast is going to be a music series that we're starting on this coming Saturday, which is a headbanger's journey through the Big Four. And more importantly, or more specifically, we're starting with Megadeth's first 5 albums. So that's what we'll be covering this Saturday. And then the following week, we're back to the AFI list, which will be the number 89 movie.
The Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense. I was going to say I See Dead People, but I couldn't think of it fast enough. Sixth Sense.
I was like, that's a dramatic pause there.
I lost it. I keep thinking I See Dead People.
Yeah. I'm going to try my best if I know anybody who has not seen this.
Well, yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to start gathering, probably not this week, but next week, I'm going to start gathering just who's actually seen the movie of the people I work with, because the crowd of people I work with is getting younger every day. So.
Yeah. I'm curious, and of the people that haven't seen it, I would also ask them, oh, well, do you know are you familiar with any of the spoilers?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What is that movie rated? Because
it's got to be R, right?
Is it?
I'll look
maybe PG-13.
Well, because
I'm going to try and convince at least one person that I work with that hasn't seen it to watch it. PG-13.
All right, maybe I can get my oldest son to watch it with me and give him nightmares.
Oh my God, what's he gonna get nightmares from?
I don't know. Seeing dead people. I don't want to spoil it for any of our listeners who might have seen it.
Seeing Haley Joel Osment grow up to be a big fat beard slob.
Hey. He's in The Boys, and The Boys is one of the best TV shows on television.
Yeah, spoiler alert, he's in The Boys for about 2 episodes before he gets fucking brutally murdered.
Yeah, he does. He does. God. He becomes dead
By
people.
Billy Butcher.
He becomes.
Yes, he does.
All right, guys. I think we've successfully completed another podcast.
We out.